What are my options to get this lump removed from my neck? How much do I owe you? And they have high standards. It's a fallacy. He said I have to use a special anesthesia for your stomach stapled or something like that. But no, I have health insurance. And they're like, we know, Mr. Schultz, this is your portion to pay. End up in an alley with my kidneys gone. I'm getting a little paranoid because everybody's chirping in my ear about... Should I get surgery in Mexico? So I need to tell you my story. I need to tell you what I went through, and I need to tell you my results of why I decided to go get surgery in Mexico. So I've been doing videos for a while now, for about 5 years, and I developed this lump on my neck right here, and in the comments of the video, everybody was saying, hey, you need to go get that checked out. You need to get it checked out. But I didn't think much of it, right? You know, then the lump started getting a little bigger and a little bit bigger. And finally I said, you know, let me go see what I can do about this. So I went to my doctor. My doctor recommended that I go see a specialist and have a sonogram on it so they can tell if it's cancerous or if it's not. And so I had the sonogram done, and what they found out, it was a fatty tissue right here on my neck. So I was relieved to find out that it was fat and it wasn't cancer. It wasn't anything bad, because everybody in the comments was like, hey, I know people that had cancer, and, you know, they saw them on videos, and, you know, so they got me a little bit nervous about it. And luckily it wasn't cancer. So then I went to the dermatologist, another doctor's appointment, another copay that I had to pay. And when I went to the dermatologist, they said that they can't do the surgery because it's too close to my arteries. I'm like, okay, well, where do I go to get the surgery? And they said, well, you have to go see a surgeon. Another copay out of my pocket. So I go see the surgeon, and the surgeon's like, we can do it, but after your insurance, it's going to be $6,000 to have the surgery done. So Tom Schultz doesn't like to pay $6,000 for anything, unless we're in Vegas. You know, that's a different story. But, you know, so I'm looking around and I'm trying to figure out what are my options to get this lump removed from my neck. So I start exploring Mexico surgeries, you know, what they call medical tourism. And when you talk to anybody about it, they give you all the hate stories, all the bad episodes, you know, the deaths, the infections, and, you know, but I don't really listen to that kind of stuff. I don't listen to that negativity. And I wanted to see if I could have a positive experience in Mexico getting the surgery done. So I'm in Florida, so it's real convenient for me to go to Cancun. It's only a few hours flight from here. So I found a company in Cancun, a dermatologist called Integra Innovative Dermatology. You know, I reached out to the company through Facebook, and I sent them the pictures of my neck, and they were like, you know, all I wanted was a price before I went down there, and they wouldn't give me a price. So it deterred me a little bit that I probably shouldn't do it because I was afraid to go down there and it'd be, you know, $5,000 just like it is here in the States. You know, so I waited a few months, and then I said, you know what, I'm just going to do it. What I did is I bought one of those all-you-can-fly airline passes on Allegiant, and Allegiant flies to Cancun. So I'm like, let's go to Cancun. I get a free airline ticket, right? And to stay in a hotel, it's only like $45 a night down there in a nice hotel. As long as you stay out of the tourist area in downtown Cancun, it's $45 a night, and it said 5-star hotel. It definitely wasn't a 5-star hotel. It's probably a 3-star hotel by art, but maybe by Mexican standards, it was a 5-star hotel. So I get to Cancun. I have my appointment set up for the next day. I mean, so I get a mini vacation out of it, a free flight, $45 a night in the hotel. So I walk around downtown Cancun. I took in all the sights. I went to a local farmer's market. I found a legitimate Mexican burrito stand, ate some burritos with the Mexicans. They were having a big fiesta. It was a lot of fun. The mariachi band was out there, you know. I didn't know, nobody spoke English, so I really couldn't talk to anybody, but it was just a good night. It was a good experience to go out into town in Cancun. The next morning I get up and I go to my appointment. So everybody had me scared, like what back door do I have to go through? What shady place in some basement, you know, where they harvest organs. But it was none of that. There was none of that. I walk into the building. It's like a 6-story building, beautiful building. You know, I go, first of all, the security guards there, they helped me find the location. I walk in, and this place was pristine. It was perfect. I get inside, beautiful women working the front counter. So they're like, Mr. Schultz, for an office visit, it's $100, and then we'll figure out the price to remove it. And then, and you're going to just have to pay that at the end. And I'm like, fine, I'll pay that. I'll be in the $100 to get the price to remove the lump. So I go into the office, and the doctor comes in and he examines the lump, and he says, no problem, I can remove it. And I'm like, well, how much is it going to be? And he's like, $350. I'm like, $350. He says yes. So $6,000 in the States, after insurance, $350 in Mexico. So then he asked me, what kind of prescriptions am I on? So I take a daily low-dose aspirin to help my blood thinning, for my blood to be thinner, because I'm paranoid about a heart attack. I hate hearing stories of these people that die at the age of 50 on a golf course of a heart attack. So I've been taking this low-dose aspirin for a while. So he said, you have to wait 4 days for that to get out of my system. And I'm like, I'm leaving tomorrow. So we either need to do this today or I'm out of here. And so he said, okay. He said, I have to use a special anesthesia for you because of the thinning of the blood, and he's afraid that I'll be a bleeder and I'll be bleeding everywhere. Okay, so we're about to go into surgery. He's about to take me into the other room, and I'm like, stop. Before we go any further, what is my final cost? Because I have the $100 visit, the $350 surgery, the special anesthesia. I'm getting a little paranoid because everybody's chirping in my ear about how I'm going to get screwed when I'm down here in Mexico. I'm going to end up in an alley with my kidneys gone. So I go in, I'm like, how much is my fine? When I walk out of here today, Doc, how much do I owe you? He's like, I'll get you that number. Walks out, comes back in with a paper that says $350 on it. And he wants me to sign it. So I sign the paper for $350 and he goes into surgery. The surgery lasts about 10 minutes, and I think he's training maybe one of the nurses or somebody else to do the surgery because he's given her directions of what he's doing the whole time. It was a lot of pulling and yanking on my neck, and then he pulled the mass out of my neck, which was disgusting. And he sewed it up, and he put this big old bandage on it. I'm like, do I need to come back? And he's like, no. And I'm like, do I need any medicine? Do I need a prescription for pain pills because you just sliced my neck open? He's like, no, you shouldn't feel anything. I'm like, how about a scar? Is this going to leave a scar? He's like, no, I made it so there'd be no scar. And I'm like, this is amazing. So I walk out to the front desk after surgery, big old gauze on my neck. And I'm like, all right, now how much are they going to charge me? Once again, $350 frickin' dollars. I paid the bill. I walked out of the place, took the gauze off my neck and threw it in the garbage, and then went back to Cancun and partied my ass off for the night. And I had a great time. Now, it was such a great experience. I would 100% do it again. Nothing was sketchy about what happened in Mexico. The doctor was 100% legit, trusting. I mean, he was fantastic. The nurses and the girls that were working in the office, on point. Medical tourism for the win.